This playthrough is rated T for teen.
Greetings and salutation, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of The Amazing Spider-Man 2. In the last episode, we went around the city trying to avoid the new, well, first we beat Shocker, and then we got some info out of him, finding out that all the gangs are basically going crazy because the CK killer, whatever, or Carnage killer, or whatever, is basically killing like a lot of gang members, and everyone's like, oh, you're killing my dudes and all that other stuff, so gotta find out a way to stop Carnage, the Carnage killer, I mean. So we'll see if we can figure that out today. But off screen, I did a couple of races just to kind of level up a bit, but I also got the last picture that we currently could take, at least until the story continues on. Let me play that for you. Oh, wrong button.
This gang war's a crisis, but it's also an opportunity. People get careless when they're backed into a corner, and these guys are so focused on fighting each other, they're taking chances they wouldn't normally dream of. I think we can use this chaos to catch organized crime figures off guard and shut them down for good.
So not something that was needed to be shown, but basically, I think there's like 30 races throughout the thing. All they're really meant to do is to help you gain experience, and if you complete them, you unlock posters, which are watchable. You can check them out at the comic stand. So just to kind of keep you up to date. But let's go check out this gunfire, see if we can get it. One step closer to Carnage, the Carnage killer. I mean, sorry. Straight out gunfire in New York City. Oh, that's just every other Tuesday. Now, I've heard. What's the word? I've heard New York's a lot cleaner than it used to be back in the day. Can I actually sneak up on these guys? Though, really, the game doesn't really punish me enough to not sneak around, or just so. I mean, sure, if I don't want to mess with getting hit.
Your tooth, but don't worry.
I got a better idea. How about you give up?
There's Travis Willingham again, I believe. Well, it does save me the trouble of having to mess with doing combat, I guess, so why not? It's just, there's not really much reason, like, other than make it maybe slightly quicker, there's no real major reason to stealth around, really, for the most part. Did I get close to that dude? Okay. I wish you could stealth them from a little bit farther away, but like with an upgrade or something like that, but oh well. Okay, this AI probably doesn't have a very good range anyway, so. But yeah, I mean, the fact that their AI can't detect me easily makes it fine, so. Who's there? Oh, just a big old dork. Okay, fine. Oh, we can actually now use. Oh, so we got new enemy type brutes. We can use our hot seismic thing to take care of them. Boom.
Don't feel bad. You're not. All right, you're not good.
What type of powers do you have, Brute, that you're able to like seismically do something in the?
Sometimes I even impress myself.
For a while, I thought it was going to be the Blob or something.
I like. Impressive. But you are still raw. Inexperienced.
I was experienced enough to beat your friends.
I am Russian, but I am no friend to those pigs. My name is Sergei Kravenov. Men call me Kraven the Hunter.
So you left me that note. Huh. Judging from the web, you're one of those crazy reality show guys who runs around naked in the woods eating bugs. How can you help me?
I can make you a true hunter, not just a boy pretending to be a man. Should you wish to accept, you may find me here. Until we meet again.
Parker, why didn't you get me pictures from the Fisk Osborne press conference?
Oh, sorry, Mr. Jameson, but I've got school. You know, life outside the job.
In my day, your job was your life. A press pass is wasted on you.
Anyway, we met Kraven the Hunter. And hello, Steve Bloom, another
Actually,
voice for you.
I just got an idea for using my press pass. I've got to admit, it would be nice not to feel like I'm fighting this battle on my own. But is Kraven someone I can trust? Kraven obviously doesn't know who I really am, or he would have come to my house. I don't know. I've always worked best alone. But then again, I've never tried it any other way. If Kraven can teach me his hunting techniques, I don't have to rely on police broadcasts to find bad guys. It's not like I tell Kraven my real name. And I'll be on guard for any kind of double-cross. I've never had formal training in how to fight. Kraven's methods could come in handy if I ever lose my powers.
That is true. Spider-Man, ever since the beginning, has pretty much taught himself. I mean, sure, there might be comic variation or adjustments that have
alternative transportation.
That have him like being taught by someone, but for the most part, Spider-Man's self-taught. One of the few heroes to kind of do that. Most people have like mentors at some point, you know, or whatever. But no, it's. But then again, it depends on your version. But anyway, yeah, Kraven the Hunter being voiced by Steve Bloom. Nice to hear him as always. He always has some role in some video game somewhere, even if it's like generic man number 2, you know.
Don't be nervous. You need information on Kraven, and you've got a press pass to get it with. Easy peasy. Never mind that if he finds out you're a photographer and not a reporter, he'll have you stuffed and mounted.
Okay, so we're I guess in the Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man universe, Kraven the Hunter's a reality show host, I guess. I guess that makes sense. I mean, for modern timing, sure. Actually, there's some pretty good stories with Spider-Man and Kraven the Hunter if you ever want to. I'm trying to remember. There's one story where he buries Spider-Man alive, and there's like, well, let's just say if you look up Kraven the Hunter, you can get some pretty good suggestions for good storylines. But anyway, let's talk to Mr. Hunter as Peter Parker and see if we can get some.
Anyone messes with you, tell him to come see me.
Who was that sassy young lady? I want to meet her. Anyway, let's talk to Kraven. Isn't Kraven another term for coward? Huh. How apropos. Day of the Hunter. I don't know, man. I mean, you know what? I'm not really a big fan of hunters in general. Well, hunters that hunt for sport. If you're a man who like lives out in the middle of, I don't know, Montana, and he lives by himself and he's hunting game to eat or feed his family, that's different than people who are just like, derp, I'm gonna kill rhino because I can. Derp. I'm sorry, I don't know why I brought that up. I just felt I needed to talk about that.
Mr. Kravenoff? It's me, Peter Parker, from the Daily Bugle. We spoke on the phone. The door was open.
Apparently Kraven is not a fan of electricity. And wait, when did it start raining when we walked inside? It was clearly daytime. Whatever, it's very atmospheric. Why would I run?
Mr. Kravenoff?
Oh, I apologize for startling you. I am Kraven. Please forgive my theatrics. I merely wish to demonstrate my skills.
The videos online do that pretty well. I saw you take down that Siberian tiger with your bare hands, without hurting it.
Tigers are endangered. I simply relocated the beast for its own safety, as well as that of the local villagers. True hunters wish to conserve the natural world. It is where we find peace.
You're a long way from the natural world.
I craved a new challenge. I came here to hunt the monsters Oscorp created. The cross-species. The deadliest combination of animal and human. I ended their threat. But I grew fond of your city. And your city grew fond of me. And I decided to stay.
Except now you're hunting normal people.
No! Only criminals. Only those who prey on their fellow man have anything to fear from me.
Yeah, actually, Kraven doesn't look too bad with this type of like facial animation, but Peter just looks a little off, same as Aunt May. But I guess you got to make at least the villains look better, like Kraven. I don't know if I call Kraven one of the top tier Spider-Man characters, or villains, but then again, he's had the, well, I mean, it's not much of a spoiler when you look at him. But anyway, I don't know. I mean, some of his stories he's kind of messed Spider-Man up. Probably not the most, but he's definitely been one of the up there to cause Spider-Man a lot of trouble. So I don't know why he doesn't get. Then again, he's died a couple of times throughout the stories of Spider-Man. So anyway, let's ask him about the task force.
This new task force is sending a pretty strong message. No vigilantes.
I do not trust them. They are paid for by Fisk. I am sure you've heard the rumors of his illegal activities.
Sure, everyone has. But no one can prove it. And the police seem okay with him.
Because he has paid those who are corrupt. The rest are desperate to avoid looking incompetent. Well, the public is desperate for an end to the crime wave. I have only one agenda. To get results.
I just realized Kraven's really big. Not as big as Wilson Fisk. Although Wilson Fisk tends to be more of a Daredevil villain than a Spider-Man villain. But he's more famous for being a Spider-Man villain because of the 90s cartoon show that they did in the 90s. But how do the police feel about you, Mr. Kraven?
Based on my experience, research, the police aren't big fans of vigilantes.
The police had their chance to stop the crime wave. They failed miserably.
I don't think they like being reminded of that.
I do not wish to insult them. But it would be a far greater crime to have the power to help, but refuse to act. Would you not agree?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I would.
You're agreeing with the crazy man with the scar on his face that dresses like someone from the, African outback. Those are two completely different places. But anyway, tell me about your latest hunt, Mr. Hunter.
Is man really the most dangerous game?
In their own way, yes. But men are merely highly evolved animals. The current crime wave provides fascinating opportunities to study them. The patterns of the various factions.
And what are you finding out?
That criminals are not unlike beasts. They have hunting grounds, specific behaviors. Many travel in packs, but there are differences.
Such as?
Animals prey on others for survival. Only human beings are willfully cruel.
Aren't there like a handful of insect species and fish that actually torment other fish or something like that? I could have swore humans aren't the only ones that do that. Like most animals are based off instinctual acts to survive. But I heard there's like one or two types of creatures that are similar to humans in that respect. Oh, and the fact that we use tools, that's the main difference between us and animals. But I can see Mr. Romanoff, that's Black Widow's last name. Maximov's sense.
So you're saying you feel a responsibility to use your power to help?
Yes. To have such power and not use it is to be unworthy of it.
Well, thanks. I think our readers will find this very interesting.
Good, good. I must take this call, but please, look around. Take pictures of anything you wish. Yes? No, I said tranquilizer darts. No, I have no interest in automatic weapons. They require no skill. I am an artist!
Snap 3 pictures of interesting things. Okay. We can figure out that interesting things. I was about to say, I thought I saw something glowing earlier while I was walking around.
Just what I want.
Yoink. Ooh, elephant skull? Where's that? Oh. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be a fan of Kraven in real life because of his hunting animals for sport, that type of thing. No, probably don't need to do that. Let's take a picture of that.
Just the image I wanted.
So why do we need to take a picture of this specifically? Like, what makes it interesting? Yeah, whatever. Let's keep walking around. Although I do like his abode. I'd admit if I had the money, I'd buy something like this. Well, actually, I don't know. Would I actually buy that? Because I'm actually I'm a pretty simple man when it comes to, like, certain tastes and stuff like that. And I definitely wouldn't utilize that very well, that's for sure. Like this type of, like... Let's take a picture of the world.
Now that's a beautiful shot.
He wants to take over the world. Of course! Looks like all of them would make good photos, so why choose one over... Excuse me, why take one over the other? I'd probably care more for the T-Rex one, but... At least Kraven has a good taste in music, with classical music, although I'm not familiar with all the... This is probably from another... Ooh, gramophone. Now, that's old school. Actually, then again, with records coming back, well, I don't know if I'd say coming back, but in the vinyl being in the more popular eye, I wouldn't be surprised if gramophones are more common these days. Commoner, I guess is the word you'd use. Oh, right, I forgot who can run. I was just going to see if there's any other before we leave. Yes, there's plenty of pictures, but I'm just seeing if there's any more of those chests or whatever around here. Before we leave, because I don't know if taking those pictures...
That's what I'm talking about.
Because I don't know if taking those pictures will automatically kick me out of the house, so... Although, I guess, according to the game, I could replay missions if I really needed to. Let's take a picture of that T-Rex one. That looked pretty cute. Pretty cute.
Couldn't ask for a better picture.
Can we only take a picture of 3? I guess so.
Pardon the interruption. Would you care to see my latest trophies?
All right, but no man-on-man stuff. I'm not into that. I was gonna say something cruder, but can we still take pictures of that stuff even though? No, I guess not. Okay, fine. Let's go talk to Kraven. Let's see what he wants to show us. Better not be anything gross. It probably is.
Cross species. Beautiful. Are they not?
I thought Spider-Man captured them.
An inadequate solution. They escaped.
So you killed them?
To save the lives of their victims, yes. But also in self-defense. They were deadly opponents.
I know. I mean, I can imagine.
So he ended up killing the Amazing Spider-Man version of the Scorpion. Yeah, the Scorpion in this one is not a dude with a suit stuck to his body that was hired by JJ to take out Spider-Man. He's just a monster. I don't know, that kind of uninspired. That's the problem with basing a game off the movie version of stuff, because they just don't accept the comic-ish, which I've already talked about before. But do you kill your prey often? Alright, don't take forever, Mr. Drama King.
When do you consider it okay to kill?
When there is no other choice. I do not take life lightly. But when it is necessary, I do not hesitate. If my failure to act cost the life of an innocent person, I could not live with myself.
I know what you mean.
He must be having a man crush on Kraven here, at least the way it's sounding.
They all had superhuman powers. How'd you beat them?
I have trained myself to the peak of human ability. and learned many natural means of enhancement. Not drugs, like the scum who pollute the streets, but the secrets of native cultures. Herbs, potions, mysteries forgotten by so-called civilized man.
If I remember in the comics, Kraven has some small powers of, like, to be able to hunt and capture any game like he got from some ancient culture. So he does have some powers in the Spider-Man books. Actually, no, I think he also drank like a superhuman potion from an old like African tribe or something like that that gave him like enhanced abilities or something like that. So he is souped up to a point anyway. What about the Carnage Killer?
Hunting criminals. Some people might wonder if you're the Carnage Killer.
He is no hunter, but a brute, a savage. His very existence is offensive to men like myself.
So even though he's hunting criminals, you'd like to take him down?
Of course. He dishonors what I do. Without honor, Peter, the hunt means nothing.
I think Kraven is an interesting villain. He basically goes to the extreme.
Last question. Is there anything you haven't accomplished yet?
Yes. I would like to leave a legacy when I am gone. Pass my training to a protege. My only family is a brother who, well, he chose a different path. I never had a son, but perhaps... forgive me. I am becoming melancholy as I get older. So, do you have what you need, Mr. Parker?
Yeah, I think I do.
By the way, for people who are wondering, when he mentions a brother, his brother is in the comics. He's the Chameleon. Mainly Spider-Man villain who has the ability to basically make himself look like anyone else, really. I mean, the Chameleon, so yeah. So there you go. Alright, let's... I guess he has nothing else to say, right? We can just leave. Hello, Mr. Big Dude. Alright. Man, you're kind of intimidating. I would not want to meet Mr. Kraven on a street, or Mr. Maximov on a street. Alright, let's get out of here. Run! Run! Actually, is there anything I can get in here? Like a secret, like a... not secret, like... something I can take a picture of or anything? Nope. Okay. I think the game would tell me. You would tell me, right, game? You tell me if I missed any secrets, right? Right? I gotta scratch the addiction, man. I try to remember how Spider-Man meets Kraven in the comic books. I think he's hunted in the first time he meets, so I kind of like the idea of Kraven possibly being a mentor to Spider-Man before he ends up becoming a villain to Spider-Man. So I'll give the Amazing Spider-Man version of this world some credit. So.
Whitney!
Whitney? Should I be jealous?
Who is this?
That's no way to talk to a lady. Or even me.
Felicia? This is the number I gave Whitney Chang. How'd you get it?
The name's Black Cat, as in cat burglar. As in I get my hands on things I'm not supposed to. How about you, Spider? Do you ever get your hands on things you're not supposed to?
I heard you were back in jail. Listen, if you're calling to tease me about breaking out...
I'm insulted. I can think of a lot more fun things to tease you about.
If you're smart, you'll get out of town before I find the time to chase you.
Funny, that's what I was going to say to you. Things are getting dangerous around here, Spider. Why don't we chase each other out of town,
I'm too busy to fool around with you. I mean, play games with you. Bye, Felicia.
Man, dang, Felicia's just like, just wants to jump, Peter. Come on, man, take it. You're not with Mary Jane yet. You can have some fun. Oh wait, no, I guess. Oh, he's not even with Gwen, at least at the moment. They're broken up. Aw, poor baby. Anyway, looks like we talked to Kraven the Hunter and learned more about his idiosyncrasies. Is Kraven truly a good guy, or is his hunting will take to the extreme? Find out more and next time, and find out if Felicia has something for us to do. Who knows? I hope so. But find out next time we play The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.
I've been spending so much time as Spider-Man, I feel naked without the mask on. Man, am I gonna need so much therapy.